We have the philosophy that, we can teach the technical skills. On the medical side, there are some more qualifications that we need. But, we can fine tune those things, but a good person's a good person, right? You can't teach that. You can't teach that care for people.
Hey there, welcome back to Above and Beyond, where excellence meets elevation. I'm your host, Jan Simon, and this season we're raising the bar, diving into the passion, purpose, and defining moments of leaders who don't just aim high, they live there. Big ideas, real stories. Let's get into it. Dallas Sloan knows what it means to bet on yourself. At just 23 years old, she left everything familiar in Canada behind, came to Arizona and took a leap of faith that would eventually become Colair Beauty Lounge and Medspa. Now an award-winning multi-million-dollar brand, serving thousands each month in Gilbert. But Dallas didn't just build a business, she built a place where people feel seen, confident, and cared for. With over 15 years in the beauty industry, a heart for leadership, and a passion for community, she's become a powerful example of what can happen when resilience, vision, and purpose come together. Her story is about growth, courage, and building something meaningful without losing who you are along the way.
Wow.
Dallas, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I squished that down a little bit, tried to keep in the bulk of what you had. I mean, you have an impressive run. Has it been 15 years?
December was 15 years since I moved. 10 years since I moved here.
Oh, okay.
I've been in the hair beauty industry for almost 16 years. July.
So did you, well, let's get into that later. So take me back. You're from Edmonton?
Kind of. I have a couple places
near
home.
Canada, somewhere in Canada.
Yes,
British
good
Columbia
memory.
Side. Right.
So Alberta side.
Okay, Alberta side.
I know why you think that though. So you're paying attention in our referral
trying to pay attention.
Yeah.
So take me back to the beginning. Tell me about Dallas growing up. Where did you grow up? What did that look like for you?
Yeah. Okay. So close. So I grew up in southern Alberta.
Okay.
Right on close to the British Columbia border. So that's why you think that. I grew up fairly close to the Montana border.
Oh, okay.
So my parents now live very close. They're like 20 minutes from the border.
Okay.
And my dad spent his childhood in Waterton Lakes National Park. So it's like the Canadian side of Glacier National Park, basically. So beautiful place.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So that's where when I picture home, that's where I think.
Okay. Is that near Calgary?
It's about 2 hours south.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Banff is not far. Yeah.
I used to swim in Banff when I was growing up. We used to go to Canada all the time for a swim team.
Oh, cool.
So Banff, Trail, BC.
Okay, yeah.
Used to ski at Red Mountain quite a bit. I don't know if you ever skied Red Mountain.
I haven't been to Red Mountain. No. I was up in the area a couple months ago, but didn't make it there.
It is awesome. You know what's funny is I've never been to Flagstaff, but I've been to, what's the Snowball? No, Snowball is Flagstaff. Sunrise.
Yeah.
I've been to Sunrise, and it's like icy and it's like they're like, oh, there's enough snow to ski. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I just think about growing up in northeastern Washington, and when I fought forest fires, we used to trim the ski hill 49 degrees north, and we'd go up and we were trimming the pine trees at 5 feet, but that was so that it would keep the snow on the hill.
Right.
So they didn't open until after those pine trees were
5 feet.
But it was like, so it's like you look at this stuff here and you're like, oh, that's
You're
cute.
Like, yeah, that's not a ski hill.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I was there for New Year's this year actually, and it poured rain the whole day.
No kidding.
So we were dousing puddles, and there was no snow.
That's horrible.
It was terrible.
That's horrible. I just remember one of my favorite memories of Red Mountain was skiing through the trees, and there had been a snowstorm maybe a couple days before we got there. So it was literally fresh powder in the trees, and it's like 4 feet deep. Yeah. So you're just like
amazing.
Fluffy.
Yeah.
It's like,
and it's that sound.
Yeah.
Right? It's almost like a spiritual thing when you're on the top of a mountain.
And it's crazy because once the snow gets that deep, it's almost like God planted the trees exactly where they need to be to ski through. It's just crazy, but
it's the best.
Anyway,
it's so great.
So grew up in Canada. Did you play sports?
I didn't. No,
Okay.
No. I mean, as a young kid, I did organized sports. I say dance. I mean, it's a form of dance. I did clogging. I don't know
Clogging.
if I've ever...
You did?
Yes. Did you know
No
that?
kidding. I had no clue.
I don't know if I've ever told anyone
That
to hear
is
that.
awesome. So like Lord of the Dance type, or Lord of the Flies.
Exactly.
Lord of the Dance.
Lord of the Dance. Yeah,
Lord of the Flies.
No, totally different. Yeah, Lord of the Dance. Yeah, I did clogging. We were called the Canadian Rocky Mountain Cloggers.
Can you still do it?
It's been many
I mean, not that I'm going to have you show me, but...
I'm sure I could.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is incredible.
Yeah.
Closest thing, I took tap when I was out of high school. But that's the closest thing I can relate to that. But that impresses me. That's some stamina, number one.
Yeah, I wish I kept it up.
Yeah,
no,
that's impressive.
It was great. So I did that for a long time. I think from when I was like 4 or 5 until after I graduated. And I taught little kids. I taught adults.
No kidding.
Yeah. That's kind
How
of my high
cool
school
is
job.
that?
Yeah.
That is really cool. I think that's so awesome. Did you have to wear the big curly hair and stuff like that?
Yeah. I think I still have it lying around.
No
somewhere.
kidding.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's funny. You should show up sometime to some event just dressed to the nines.
Yeah, my Irish dance dress. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say something. I can't let the cat out of the bag yet. But so growing up, now you skied.
Yeah, snowboard. Yeah,
snowboard. Did you just snowboard? Did you start on skis or did you start on snowboard?
I think I skied once.
Okay.
And was not for me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I snowboard. So I have 2 older brothers and an older sister.
Okay.
And I kind of have always just followed whatever they do.
Gotcha.
So when they started snowboarding, then I picked it up with them. And we actually just went in February. I went up for a week and met my family. We were in Vermeer, BC. Near Banff, and did that together, and it was so nice to be back with them. And I know we all felt like kids again.
Yeah,
we don't bounce back like we used to, for sure. But
isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
It's like your mind thinks, "Oh, I can go do this."
Yeah,
and after a day and a half, you're like, "I think I'm gonna die."
Right? Yeah, you wake up the next day and you can't move. Yeah.
Bring on the Advil. Bring on the Advil. So you danced in school.
Yeah.
Were you in cheer squad or anything like that?
No, we didn't have cheerleaders at my school. So
really?
No.
Did you go to like a Catholic girls' school?
No, I mean close. No, we had a lot of LDS in my school, but the elementary school that I went to was really small. So our whole school, it was K through 6, and we had 100 kids.
Oh wow!
So combined classes a lot of the times, and we didn't have
That's crazy.
A lot of sporting teams.
Did you do music or anything?
I did, yep.
Okay.
So I played the piano.
Oh, nice.
I did
Do you still
voice
play?
lessons. I can. So it was something, my mom was very passionate about me playing. Which,
In that moms are that way. My mom and sister both play, and it was the same. And I'm like, no. And now I look back and go, God, I wish I could play.
I should have stuck with that.
Yeah.
So I think my mom got tired of fighting with me about it to practice, and she tried bribing me and would pay me to practice, and I just did not. I wanted to play the fun songs.
You know, the song that I would love to be able to play is the theme song from Charlie Brown that Linus plays.
Oh my gosh!
Is it Linus on the?
I think so.
On the keyboard, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because there was a guy that went to our church who was quite a bit older than us, but he would come back to visit his family or whatever every now and then. And I swear every time he came back, I beg him to play that song. And I always wish, man, that'd be a cool song to be able to just sit down.
I'll get the music and I'll teach you how to play it.
There you go. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah. So grew up in Alberta or near Alberta.
Yep. So in Alberta. So Alberta is the province.
Okay.
Like the state.
Yep.
So I grew up in southern Alberta. I grew up on an acreage.
Showing my
just
ignorance.
outside of. No, you're good. A lot of people don't know where it is, so you're okay. So grew up there on an acreage just outside of the city, and that was why I was bused to this small school.
Gotcha.
So they had all of the community
Did your family
kids
have
going there.
Like farm stuff, or was it?
So kind of.
Okay.
We had horses at our property. We had a huge garden, lots of raspberries. I still have PTSD from raspberries.
It's funny because I hate the seeds in raspberries, but I love the flavor of raspberries. So it's like,
well, when you have to pick them all summer long and deal with the thorns and the spiders, and
and it's really a weed.
It really is.
I mean,
yes.
Once it grows, it's like
it takes over. Yeah. And again, it's also something that I look back on and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have appreciated that and stuck with the garden.
Yeah.
So we had horses. I was involved in 4-H as a kid. My dad and I did that together, so that was really fun.
Was it just showing, or were you?
We did like penning, team penning. Okay. We did roping.
Oh wow.
I did a barrel racing a few times, and that's how I learned where to public speak.
Wow.
Really great lessons through that program. So I don't know if that's really a thing here. I don't know anyone personally who does it here.
I don't know anybody here. I think that Gilbert High School has a Future Farmers of America program. Okay. And I would guess there's got to be 4-H around someplace, but I was the same way. I mean, growing up in northeastern Washington, I mean, everybody did it. Yeah. It was just kind of what you did. And going to the fair or to the rodeo every year was the big event. I mean, it's like you think about, oh gosh, some like Smothers Brothers or somebody crazy coming to play, and you're like, oh, I'm going to go watch this.
Huge deal. Huge deal. Well, and I grew up, just 2 hours from Calgary where they had the Stampede.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Did you guys go to the Stampede all the time?
Not all the time. It was, it's a big party thing.
Oh, yeah.
And a big fair. Yeah, it wasn't. The novelty wears off when you live there.
Gotcha.
But the rodeo part itself is,
awesome.
a big deal. And we did a lot of smaller rodeo events, like in the towns around us.
That's cool.
Yeah, things like that. So
sometimes I miss that, like the smaller town, slower pace. Like the exciting thing is going to get an elephant ear, or some, fry bread,
when the fair comes to town.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, but going to the Phoenix, that's not the same.
Not the same. No.
So.
No, I'm scared to get out of my car there.
Yeah, right. It's like, after high school, did you go to college, or did you go straight into?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So rewind a little bit, I guess. So I went to this small school for elementary. Mm-hmm. And then I decided to go to the city. I think there was 75,000.
Okay.
Which that
time was huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Huge deal at the time. And so I ended up going there because some of my good friends were going there and just had a little bit of a better environment than the other high school that I could have gone to. And so I went there, and I was going to graduate, and I still didn't really know what I wanted to do. My friends were taking off and going to different colleges, mostly in the States. Mm-hmm. And I was not going to do that. I was determined. I'm like, I am not going to go. A lot of them went to Hawaii.
Going to America.
I'm not going to go to America and marry an American. And so I'm like, I'm going to go north. So I went to Edmonton. So
oh, wow. Okay.
So you were correct.
Yeah.
I lived in Edmonton for about 6 years.
Okay.
And I moved up there, and that was a huge eye-opening experience. So coming from this smaller city town, and going there's a million people there. It was just a totally different experience that I was not prepared for.
Oh, okay.
Really. I remember driving through Calgary to get there. I was in my little car, and that was the first time I'd ever been on a freeway. And I was just like white knuckles.
That's awesome.
I had a pet turtle at the time sitting in my passenger seat. And I'm like, all right, we're going to the big city. And it was...
That's funny.
Yeah, just a big adventure. Yeah.
That is so funny. When you decided to go to Edmonton, was it for college at that point, going to school, or did you just move up there
Yes, good question. So I skipped, I guess, like the most important part. Before I moved, I did go to hair school.
Okay.
So it was at this, I was graduating high school, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And so I was like, my sister-in-law was like, we don't have any hairstylists in the family. So, we've got an accountant and a dentist and all these things, and we don't have a hairstylist. So I'm like, okay, sure. I'll go be a hairstylist till I figure out what I want to do. And so I went to hair school, and I did that for a couple months, and then I moved to this city.
Gotcha.
And it was just I wanted to just kind of get out of that smaller environment. Mm-hmm. Now I recognize how important and how much I value that small community and everything that it teaches you. But at the time, I'm like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Everybody knows me and everything about me. And, most of my best friends, they had moved off to college. And I just wanted something different, something for myself.
Do you find comfort now in having people know who you are? I mean, is there like a retrospective now where it's like you hated it then, but now you're kind of like, because I would assume, I mean, you're very active in the community. And I would assume people know you when you go places, not all the time, but is there a comfort in that now?
They do. That's interesting. And I've never really thought about it that way, but I think yes. Yeah. The comfort to me is more, what's familiar. Like I live a lot of my life now at this point. Like I love nostalgic things, and going home and visiting now brings so much joy and grounding to my life. Like now I realize how important that is.
Yeah.
Where at the time I didn't. I wanted to get away from it. And
I was the same way. Turned 18. I'm like,
right?
on.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Out of here.
And now it's like, I've got a friend, sorry to cut you off. I've got a friend who's got 600 acres on the mountain, and he keeps talking about selling it. And my parents, we just moved them to Kansas, but they were in my hometown. And I can tell you, like, just going there and driving to that end of that road and getting up on the mountain and just sitting there and just be like,
right? Yeah. You don't have a care in the world at that point. Yeah.
There's no ambient noise of something.
Yeah. And you don't realize that.
Right.
Yeah. Until you're away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Yeah. No, I totally have those experiences. And now I realize how important it is. And when I'm feeling that sort of, like I'm not grounded, right? Or I'm caught up in all the stresses of here and the rush and all of that. As soon as I go home and I'm in that environment, it's like I'm me again. And I mean, obviously being with your family is part of that, but just being out in nature and the mountains and that sense of like familiarity and home. Even though this is home, I wouldn't ever want to live there again. I don't think.
I don't think I could.
Yeah.
I've become so accustomed to convenience.
Yes. Yeah.
That I mean, I would love to, and there is a piece of me like, if the shit really hit the fan, whatever, I fantasize about this living on a mountain someplace and just not dealing with it. But I just
like to do it full time.
Yeah, it's like it's a that would be really cool. But then when you start thinking about it, it's like, would I do that all the time? Really be that cool?
No, I'm with you, and I have an emergency plan, and that's what mine is too. I'm like, I just got to get it home. I can drive across the border, and we have a property in the mountains.
Okay.
Almost, I don't know how many acres. I think it's 400 acres.
Oh wow. Okay.
That my family owns.
Okay.
Where my grandma settled there, or her parents settled there.
Oh wow.
And so the property's still in our family, and that's where I go when I go home for the summer. I go and stay there, and it's totally off grid.
That's so cool.
We've got solar and well, and
for a little bit of time we lived out of town. We lived on a property that's 180 acres, and it's so nice because, I mean, you just grab the rifle and go walk.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And not that I was out just to kill something, but it's like you just go walk, and you just disappear. And anyways, there's a nostalgia there.
Your thoughts.
And and for me, I asked that question about some comfort or familiarity. I feel that like there's something that makes me feel, I don't know if intrinsically is the right word, but makes me feel like I'm still in that small town when I go someplace and somebody knows me. So it's like a comfort of,
No, I'm totally
that small
with
town
you.
blanket,
That's why I love Gilbert, honestly. I feel like we get that here. And maybe that is because I, am fairly involved in the community, because you're right. Yeah. When you go out, people see you. And I like that in a sense that it holds you more responsible, more accountable,
for sure.
right? It's like, not that
I don't know who's going to be watching.
Right? Yeah. Not that I'm out there like,
you're not doing anything bad.
No, but
not riding wheelies down the middle of the street on my e-bike, throwing eggs at people.
Oh my gosh! Don't get me started on that. No, but you're right, and I love that about Gilbert, because we do have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's transition.
I know we're bouncing all over.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. I mean, you go north.
Yes.
And you could have gone far. You could have gone farther. Could have gone to the Yukon.
There's not a whole lot farther than that. No.
But you go north, and then all of a sudden, you decide Arizona is the place for me.
Well, yeah, right?
What happened?
I tried my hardest not to be here. No, not here. Just, yeah, my family teases me all the time. Like, yeah, you tried not to end up in the States, and yeah,
and here
north, and here you are. So,
what was going on in your life that made you, I mean, because it's not like you just went, I'm going to go to Montana.
Right. Yeah, that would make more sense.
Came to Arizona.
I know, complete.
Was there a stop along the way, or was it truly okay?
Nope. So I'll backtrack a little bit because it's part of how I ended up here. So I moved to this big city. I got a job as a hairstylist at a salon, and my boss there, the mentor that I had, he just really sparked that interest in me of the business side of it. I'd always had that in me. My family, I come from a long line of business owners.
Okay.
And so that's always been a part of me. As a kid, most little girls play house or dress up, and I played business. And I would force my friends to
buy stuff from me.
I had the big Sears catalog.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh yeah, we'd have
That's
headsets, and because I saw my mom doing that. She ran my dad's books. My dad was a custom home contractor.
Okay.
And she did his books, and so I just watched and learned from her, and yeah, for whatever reason, I just really liked that. Excel was. That was like a game for me.
Oh yeah.
That's
awesome.
And then I played Sims and would do like design houses, and I didn't play the games. I just loved the drafting and all that stuff. So anyway, so I always had that interest in me, and looking back, I think I always knew that I was going to somehow end up doing my own thing.
Okay.
But I was doing hair. Loved the business side of it, and this mentor kind of took me under his wing and just opened my eyes to that. And so I decided at that point to go to college in Edmonton, and so I did business there. Yeah.
Okay.
So my degree was a Bachelor of Commerce, but business management, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, is what it was. So did that. I worked full time, and I went to school full time, and I haven't slowed down since then. No.
Okay, so the question.
Yeah.
What brought you to Arizona?
What brought me? I know you're really just wanting.
I really want to know. I mean, inquiring minds want to know. No.
So yeah. So I lived in a house with a bunch of girls.
Okay.
And because I wanted to have that fun experience too, and yeah, just lived with my best friend and a couple other girls, and I met someone that was from here.
Okay.
And I thought that I was in love, and he was from Mesa, and so here I am.
Was he in Edmonton?
He was.
No kidding.
Yeah. So he was serving a mission for our church.
Okay.
And so that's how I met him. And
gotcha.
I mean, nothing happened then, but I've always vacationed in Arizona. My grandparents came down here. They lived in Yuma for the summers.
So it wasn't like you never
40 years.
experienced.
No, I had been here. I had done I'd done clogging competitions here.
Okay.
Clogging was a big thing here. And so I had my aunt had a home here. And so it was, I didn't spend a ton of time here, but I had been quite a few times.
Gotcha.
And so it seemed more familiar.
Gotcha.
It wasn't, a totally brand new place. And so, and so we met, and I don't know, it just felt right to me. And I've always been that type of person to just go after my gut, I guess. I feel like I have a fairly strong sense of discernment, and
we could probably argue that.
Well,
I mean, looking back,
no, I think, you know what? It definitely, I'm very grateful.
Well, I mean, you think about it though, because this is the point where you say, and I'm going to, you say, not you, people, where it's like, you could look at it and say, yeah, I got in a relationship with a guy, got married to him, whatever.
Yeah.
And how you could focus on that, how horrible that was, right? But that leading you
That was my path.
here to get you here because you weren't going to leave Canada.
There's no chance I was going to leave Canada. Nope.
Something had to get you here in order to create the business that you did.
Yeah. And I believe that 100%. Yeah. There's no negative feelings there whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I did obviously have that choice once we decided to divorce. Colair had been open at the time almost 2 years, I think. Yes. Yeah. Almost 2 years. And so obviously I had that decision. I'm like, okay, well, the reason that I'm here is not a factor anymore. And so, but it really never crossed my mind to go back. I felt like I was where I needed to be, and whatever happened. And I'm a really firm believer in that. My business partner likes to, he has a saying that's adversity to victory. And I really believe that. Yeah.
He's a good dude.
He is. Yeah.
I mean, he talks a lot, but he's a good dude.
Well, yeah.
When you came to Arizona, did you immediately start Colair, or did you just get into the hair business and then?
Yeah. So it was always a plan.
Okay.
It was my plan when I was still living in Edmonton, even before I had met him. It was my plan to open a salon there. Okay. I had helped my boss at the time open another location. And so it was a really great experience for me to be involved in that and not have the financial responsibility. I learned a lot, really great experience. And so it was always something I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do, right? Whether it would be with him or a different business partner or on my own. And I knew that was kind of the path that I wanted to take. Gotcha. I just really loved the business side. I love doing hair too, but it was never my plan to do that long term. No.
Kind of got your foot into the industry. And
yeah.
It seems to me, and I'm outsider looking in, right? I have no beauty education whatsoever. But looking from the outside in, it seems like once you have built a clientele book, especially on the women's side of the house, there is like feverish loyalty.
Absolutely.
In that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it doesn't matter the price. It's, this is my person.
If they do a good job and you vibe with them and no, they are loyal till the end for sure. Yeah.
So you started Colair. When you started Colair, was it really more just to do hair salon stuff, or did you always have, because you do a lot of stuff. I mean, it's more of a med spa.
Yes. Yeah.
So
we have 182 services.
Seriously?
Yeah.
75 of them are some type of Botox injection. No, I'm just kidding.
A good portion of it, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But so was it always the vision to say, expand out of the hair? Because you don't do nails, I don't think.
So we don't anymore. We did though. Yeah. So it was always my plan to do multi-modalities under one roof. That was what I had back in Edmonton. And I saw the need here for it, for sure. So I did want to do the hair and spa services. Med spa, so the medical side, that was a total new thing for me. I really didn't know. I was young. I was 23, and I didn't know anything about that at the time. 23. I'm like, wait, what is Botox? Like, you were young. I was a baby.
It's like 23. It's like, that's not even a conversation. Botox. You don't.
Right? Yeah. Like, what is that?
What?
Yeah. But I knew I wanted to do these multi-modalities. We did, when we first opened, we did do nails and we did do massage also.
Okay.
So we had the hair salon, those, and then, your typical facials, waxing, eyelashes, those sorts of things. And we had our location. We were about to open. I was sitting on the Backyard Taco parking lot or patio, and I got a Facebook message from she's still my employee today, Michelle, messaged me and asked if we were offering Botox. And I said, we're not, but we could. And again, not my area of expertise, but my business partner, Rich, his background was in the medical industry. And so not cosmetics, but he had a lot of connections and a lot more experience and knowledge with that. And so it didn't seem as daunting to me then. And it was also really fun and exciting. So I'm like, oh, this is something new.
Yeah.
And I love learning. I just soak up new things. So I was excited about that opportunity. And it was just a really good time to get into the industry. This was in 2017.
Okay.
And so the cosmetic injectables, that was just kind of really taking off here. And so it tied in perfectly with the other services that we offered. And so we changed our sign last minute and started offering it. And here we are today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. When you went to start, I mean, obviously there was the lifelong passion of creating spreadsheets in Excel.
It really is. I just got excited just thinking about it now.
When you decided, was there like an ultimate tipping point? I mean, it sounds to me like it was really kind of something you were going to do all the way along, but you obviously started in the industry. Was there a tipping point that made you go, okay, I'm done with that. I'm smarter than these people. I'm going to go do it myself.
I don't think so.
No, just kind of always was like, eventually we'll get there. But eventually 23. I mean,
it was never,
most people are starting families at 23. Or
yeah,
I guess
well,
not
and
anymore,
I mean, I thought that I would have, to be honest, and that was kind of, I was raised, with very traditional values, and I did think that was my plan. That was part of why I wanted to do hair to begin with too. I was like, oh, well, I could do hair for a couple of years and then have a family and stay home and run a business out of my house doing hair, right? So, so that was part of it. I remember I was 23 when I got married. And I felt old then.
Well,
I didn't know.
And you know everything.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
23. It's like, God, you've been out of high school for 5 years now.
Right?
Like, what else is there to learn?
Everything. So I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Tipping point.
Yes. It was never, I think my age and the naivety that I had was kind of a blessing to that, because it wasn't, and I had the security of, my spouse at the time, his career was just taking off. And so I didn't feel as much pressure. I think, obviously, I wanted to be successful and failure wasn't going to be an option, but I didn't have as much of that drive once I was on my own. I'm like, well, now we really have to make this work.
Yeah.
And by then with our employees, I had so much responsibility to them to make sure that it was going to be successful. But again, just the timing, we opened at the right time. It's a great location.
That's an amazing location.
People thought I was crazy because there's nothing around there at the time.
Epicenter right there.
I know. I'm like, trust me. But again, it's knowing, obviously we did our research.
Yeah.
That wasn't the first location that I had picked, but I knew that the epicenter was going to be coming at some point. And again, my that gut, that intuition, that whatever you want to call it, I knew that that's where we needed to be.
Yeah.
And so it really took off. And I will admit, I probably was in a little over my head, but that, I didn't know what I didn't know. And I just went for it, I guess.
In the early days of Colair, I mean, because really you had 2 years and then COVID shut everything down.
Yeah.
But in the early days of Colair, what types of things did you bump into or run over that now looking back were great learning moments for you, that if you were to be able to go back and go, hey, watch out for this or do this because... Is there anything like that? Or has everything just been rainbows and unicorns?
Just been great. There's been no problems at all.
No staff issues.
Yeah. You know what? We have been very, very fortunate. And with our staff, my business partner taught me very early on that when you take care of your people, they'll take care of you, and that was something. At first, I remember our business manager, what I tried to offer her when we hired her, she kind of laughed in my face and was like, well, I know I'm worth more than that. And I'm like, really? That's a lot of money, And he's like, Dallas, come on, you got to, I didn't know.
You had no clue, yeah.
I had no clue. And I'm in a different country, where it's,
right.
I had no clue. And, and so that was something that I did learn early on, was to take care of your people. And compensate them well, make them happy, make sure that they know that they have a voice and an opinion. And we still have a handful of employees that started with us the day we opened. And, of course, some come and go, but we've been really, really fortunate. And that's all of our success is owed to them, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Really great team.
Do you have specific hiring practices now that you go through? Or, because I don't know in your world if they're like, they rent a chair from you and they do their clientele and pay you a commission, whatever. Is there a certain way that you go through? Like, because you've created a very specific, I would say, atmosphere in Colair that I would guess, without offending anybody, would breed a certain type of clientele and a certain type of employee that you're looking for. So have you crafted a way when you're looking for people?
Yes. I wouldn't say it's a very scientific way, but again, we go a lot off of just those feelings. You can tell when you look at somebody and spend some time with them what they're about. To a point, there have been some surprises for sure. I'm like, well, I didn't see that crazy coming. But you can typically, you get a good judge of someone's character. And we have the philosophy that, we can teach the technical skills. On the medical side, there are some more qualifications that they need. But, we can fine tune those things, but a good person's a good person, right? You can't teach that. You can't teach that care for people. And we hire mostly off of that alignment. We're very intentional about the people that we hire. And I think that everybody attracts like people, right? And they kind of weed themselves out too. If you have somebody in there that's like, hey, I'm not about this, and I'm not, I don't want to do that and that, they kind of weed themselves out. But if you just have someone that has a good heart and, obviously has that passion for what they do, that comes through, and clients see that and they recognize it and they're drawn to it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and then sometimes, we have no problem. It happens very little, luckily. We have no problem communicating with clients when they're not aligned with us. Right.
Like
I have to fire clients for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Whether it's, a respect thing, or sometimes you just can't make somebody happy, and, it's more often than not, it's on them.
Yeah.
Especially with our team, we have a big team where I could move them around to somebody else, but yeah, we'll fire clients if we have to, if they're not the right fit for us. And so we're intentional with that too. Something really cool that happened last week. We're almost celebrating our 9th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
2017, 9 years. And so last week I had 2 employees that just had their 9th anniversary with us.
Wow.
And one of them got a message from somebody on social media, and she goes, hi, I just wanted to reach out. I'm not a client of yours. Never seen you before, but I've been in there before to get my hair done by someone else. And I see the way that you interact with your clients, and I can tell that you care about them. And I just wanted to say happy anniversary.
Wow.
Right?
That's cool.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah. I loved that. And it's, that's just one example. Like we really have a good community there within our team, within our clients. And that was what I started it with, the intention of. Moving here, I didn't have that community for myself.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't realize how important it was when I was in it. I grew up in a very, very close, small community. And so coming here, even though I had a really great support system with my ex's family and his friends, they're great. You want something that's your own.
Oh, for sure.
And so I was determined that I was going to make that for myself, and that was why Colair was started. So everybody is an employee. So you'd mentioned that, and that's not common here.
Okay.
It's there's very few salons that are actual employees. There's a lot of rentals, a lot of salon suites. And when I first moved here and was looking around, like seeing where to go and if I was going to work there or in a salon, I saw that lack and wanted to create that. I'm like, well, if I want this, I'm sure that there's other people that do.
Yeah.
And most of our team has gone and done their own thing, and they realize that it's not for them for whatever reason, whether they want the environment of working around other people. They like that we take care of, all their scheduling, all the back end stuff. And, I do the numbers and all the fun stuff that
I would
love.
think, I mean, and I talk about this sometimes where I wish I had the brain to be able to just show up and punch a clock and punch out, punch in, punch out and go home, whatever.
People love that.
And I think that there's got to be ladies in that world, or men too, I guess, that have thought, I'm going to go do this myself. And then they get out there and realize, holy shit, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
And go, I can go back. And they're still building their clientele. So they've still got their regulars. They're still doing that stuff. But to be able to go, I have a steady income, we'll say. Yeah. A steady schedule. I don't have to deal
with the stress.
I don't have to deal with paying the bills and doing all that other stuff. I just show up at work.
Yeah. Yeah. And they get to do what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And then go home to their families and not have to work all hours in the night.
Yeah. How did COVID impact your business?
So, you know what? We were very fortunate through that, because I know that not everybody was, where it didn't push us back a whole lot.
Okay.
We operate under a medical license, and so some of our services were considered essential. Obviously, the cosmetic stuff is not, but we did enough where I could pay the overhead that we weren't able to defer, right?
Gotcha.
Still had to pay my lease and still have to pay insurance, all those things. So we were fortunate where we were able to get by. Obviously, it was stressful. We furloughed. Oops, I keep hitting this. Sorry,
hitting the mic. No, it's fine.
We furloughed everybody to get through that. I would say, like, emotionally, it was a very difficult time for all of us. Everybody was experiencing that, but we were fortunate that we didn't have it as bad as some others.
Gotcha.
And people had a whole new appreciation for services.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, once we opened, and we were only closed, I think, for 3 or 4 weeks is all.
Okay, so not bad.
Once we reopened, I mean, that year was one of the best years that we've had.
I can remember, I actually came in to get my haircut at Colair.
Did you?
Because you guys were like one of the only ones open.
Yeah, we stayed
and
open
I got
as
to that
long
point
as
where I'm
we
like,
could, too.
I need my haircut now.
Yeah.
It's like, so
I didn't know that. Thank you.
I did actually come in, get my haircut there. So, and then I went back to cheap.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Paid for the
I'm just a
experience,
guy.
Ron.
It's like, actually, there is something to say about the experience for sure. So let's talk about leadership for a second. Obviously, when you started the business, you knew you wanted to run and operate a business. How was your vision, or how was your perception of leadership changed from when you first opened to Colair to where you are today?
Oh, it's night and day. Yeah. Myself, I'm a completely different person than I was then. I was young. Didn't know. I didn't have a lot of experience. I tell my staff all the time, like, thank you for putting up with me, like, for growing with me. Because I had a lot to learn. Yeah. And the ones that are still there, they obviously, gave me a lot of grace while I learned those things. But I think that I owe a lot of my leadership qualities to the way that I was raised. Though I was really taught to be responsible, disciplined, and just that example of, like, looking out for other people before you're looking out for yourself.
Yeah.
So when I was faced with this choice where, okay, my marriage is over, I have this business, I don't have to be here. I can totally go home. Yeah. Wipe my hands clean, sell it, whatever. That wasn't even an option because of the responsibility that I felt to the staff. And so that was a really pivotal moment in my life where, because I did feel, probably for a good year when I first moved here, I did feel trapped here. Part of that was immigration, because I'm a Canadian, so I'm still a Canadian citizen. Yeah, I am here legally.
That's okay.
Don't worry. No.
Don't call. Don't call.
But it was like for probably this year, I had kind of fought this battle inside me, like wanting to be home and wanting to have all the comforts. It was familiar. It was, it was went through a lot of change when I first moved here. And I didn't feel like I had the support that I needed. And I went through a period of a pretty dark time where I struggled with depression because of that. And it really was that moment where, okay, now it's your choice. I was like, whoa, well, yeah, this is what I choose.
Yeah.
So I need to have a different attitude.
You know, it's
about
crazy.
it.
I think about, so I went through a divorce 16 years ago, something like that. I don't know how long ago it was. And I kind of was at the same place. Like, we had been through some really bad financial stuff. I mean, the markets crashed, all that stuff happened. And I was in the same position. Like, I was like, I could stay here, I go back to Washington. My ex and my kids moved to Minnesota. And I was like, I'm not moving to Minnesota, because what I do, I mean, it's about building clientele, right? So if I go to Minnesota and I build clientele, I know Minnesota's not someplace I'm going to live forever.
Right. Yeah. So you're going to put all that work in.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm like, I either stay here, or if I go anywhere, I'm going back to Washington. And there was a brief moment through my depression and my licking my wounds and all that other stuff.
Sorry for yourself.
Yeah. Where I'm like, I'm just going to go back home. How do you feel life would be different had you gone home rather than stayed here?
You know what? I try not to even think about that.
Yeah.
It would have been a great life too. It's like I said earlier, when I go home, it feels so grounding, and it's like my heart wants to be there, but I just know that that's not for me. So brief times, life would have been great. It would have been what I probably had always pictured it to be, but I definitely felt like I was destined for more. For sure. And it's, I if I went back now and did this, tried to do a Colair, something like that, it would not be the same. It's a completely different environment. Yeah.
I think about that at home too. I told my buddy that lives there, I was like, man, if the movie theater's Alpine Theater, one screen movie theater, I think it's got 200 seats in it or something. I'm like, if that theater ever goes up for sale, I'm buying that theater. I'm going to make, basically like a Fat Cats where you can eat and, but I'm like, and like a year after I said that to him, it came up for sale. Oh, no. And I'm like,
you're like, okay,
what do I do? But it's like, you think, I sometimes think, because little dumb things about the small town. I think, what's the Adam Sandler one? Mr. Deeds, where he's got the pizza place. That's my hometown. Yeah. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, and everything about you.
It's like, and it's slow pace.
Yeah.
And, and so there's been times where I've thought it'd be really cool to own a pizza place in my hometown, and just, if I was independently wealthy, like had tons of money, that'd be great. Yeah. Like, I didn't have to worry about it, but I think about having to try to make ends meet with the people that there. Yeah. Went to a bar in my hometown, and that bar's been there as long as I can remember. And I happened to be in town, and a friend of mine who lives in North Phoenix happened to be there. So we grew up together. And for whatever reason, we figured out we were in town together. It's like, hey, let's go have a beer. So we go to this bar, and it's like 8:00 in the evening. Nobody's in there, just the two of us. The lady behind the bar, we're having a couple drinks. Like 9:30 rolls around, she starts shutting off lights. It's like it's Saturday night, and you're like, what? And she's like, nobody's coming in, we're going home. I'm like, okay, I guess we're done.
That's so funny. I just had that literal exact same experience in February. We were bowling. Yeah. And we were still there, and the guy shut off the lights, and
it's like, I'm going home.
He did. We're like, okay, guess we're done. Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Only in a small town.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
And there's something like fun about that too.
Oh, absolutely.
Just don't have a care in the world.
do they still have the loonie? Isn't it called the loonie?
Loonies,
the penny?
Yeah.
So
no, it's $1.
Oh, is that what it is? The loonie is $1.
Yep. And then a toonie is $2.
$2. Okay. So when we used to go to Canada, it used to drive me crazy because everything was closed on Sundays. Yeah. It was like, which is, I mean, fine, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you got to make sure you have all this stuff. But man, we'd have all the Canadian coins and stuff. We'd put them on the railroad tracks, just lined up on the railroad tracks, and the trains would run over them, and all these smash coins. Anyways, I digress. So how do you feel like you've grown as a person since the business is open? I mean, I view you as a very established businesswoman. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm searching for a word and it's not coming to my head. But anyways, how do you feel like owning the business and having gone through some of the things that you've gone through has changed your perspective on maybe your goals and aspirations? And then being a business owner, how do you feel like that's changed you?
That's a heavy question. It could get deep right now.
Yeah.
No. Where do I want to go with that? I think that, so Sarah Watts told me this probably a year ago. You know, that she gave me a great compliment that I didn't agree with at the time, but I've since thought about it. That, you know, she was complimenting my confidence and saying that I carry myself with, you know, this grace and confidence. And I told her at the time, I'm like, I totally disagree with you. I don't think I'm confident. But since I thought about that, so to answer your question, owning the business and going through the things that I have taught me that confidence. But it's not because I was confident and then went and did it, but meeting those challenges and then overcoming them, that's what, gave me that confidence, I guess. And not just like that belief. I don't know. I believe in myself that I can figure things out.
That's awesome.
I've kind of always been resilient in that way. And even when I was younger, you know, different challenges and trials that I've gone through that have shown me that, I am resilient and adversity to victory. You know, taking those experiences. And I wouldn't have said that about myself years ago, for sure.
It's interesting because part of the reason starting the podcast is because I feel like sometimes there's a misperception of business owners. I mean, I would look at you and say, you're very well put together. You seem to have it together. You seem to be unraveled, or not raveled easily, not unraveled. However, I'm trying to say that. So, I mean, from a business perspective, I respect what I've learned about you. And it's crazy because I think about the same thing for myself, and I think about my insecurities and my inhibitions and my things that I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't want to do that. But then I think, okay, do it once.
Yeah.
You know, do it twice, do it 3 times. Now all of a sudden, oh, why was I worried about that?
Right? Yeah. You know? Hey, fake it till you make it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's honestly, that was the first couple years of Colair for sure. That's what it was, because I didn't know. I mean, I had the formal education in business, but what you learn in school is, especially in business, it is. Yeah, you don't have a clue.
They say those who can't teach, so theory is great.
I would agree with that. That has been my experience. Yeah. I did not know, but I figured it out. And every mistake, well, I'm not going to do that one again. And being able, one of the biggest things I've learned is being okay with taking that responsibility too, and admitting when you did make a mistake or that wasn't the right decision, and especially within the team. And I think that's I hope that that's part of why we do have still such a loyal group, is that they realize that, hey, we're all just human, and we're getting through life together. Yeah.
Speaking of the team, how has the team helped you make Colair successful?
I mean, they are the reason that we're successful. I created a space for them just to come together and do their craft and to have a home. It's important to me, and I'm so proud when one of them says that we have done this for them. I'm proud that we've given them that home and a place where they feel safe to be themselves, and just give them that security that they know, again, that they're human. They're going to make a mistake. They're not going to do everything, the way that I would or that I would want them to. But as long as they're constantly trying to improve, we give them grace, and just giving them, we have a lot of a lot of our staff are single moms.
Okay.
And so giving them a place,
So
especially.
if I know any single guys, I should say, go get your
Colair.
hair done at Colair.
Absolutely. And the owner's single, so no. But like that's what's the most important thing to me. Of course, the financial side of it too, but that's not where I get my fulfillment, and never have. If I wanted to, go into a business and be abundantly wealthy, I probably would have picked a different industry, to be honest.
Manufacturing some type of weird widget.
Right? Yeah.
that you
come
just
up with some sort of tech thing, and
make that.
But I genuinely just love going in every day and love the people that are there.
That's awesome.
And so knowing that they feel safe and cared for, and that they have that job security that they know that they can provide for their families. I mean, that's why we do it.
Is Colair collaboratively run? And when I say that, I mean, like, if one of the girls says, I could do this. I mean, you talked about the Botox early on, right? Is it really kind of open to bring idea and say, hey, if we did X?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I've never acted like I know everything, for sure, and I don't, especially now. It's been years and years since I've done hair. I don't know. It helps that I have the background because I can communicate with them or with clients, that. But I'm not. They're the professionals. We just give them the space and the support that they need to do what they know and what they do.
Yeah.
So we're very collaborative. We love hiring new people because we want to hear their ideas. We're very open door policy. We have department meetings every month where we get together and we want to hear from them. We get our whole team together once a month, where same thing. We want to hear their feedback. People don't always share it, but they have the place, and and I hope that they trust that we're genuine in that. Yeah. We actually just last month we sent out a survey to everybody, and it was completely anonymous. And some of the questions on there were, I was prepared to get brutal answers, and I was very pleasantly surprised with some of it. I mean, definitely some of it was honest and things that that we all reflected on, but we want to hear that feedback because that's the only way we're going to know how to improve.
I mean, if everybody tells you what they think you want to hear,
exactly.
How does that do anything for anybody?
Exactly.
Now, to say, I have, with employees, it's like, okay, if you see something wrong, awesome, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
But then give me a way to fix it.
Yeah.
Don't just bitch.
For sure. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
and that's come with some guidance over time with them, right? Where we want to hear that. And sometimes people just want to vent too. Yeah. And so, okay, well, I'll be that safe place for them too. And then we'll circle back to it if it still bothers you.
As long as you can vent and then let it go.
Yes.
Don't keep venting.
Exactly.
And venting.
Yeah.
And don't sow weeds amongst the crops.
Yes. We have something that Rich implemented very early on is what he calls the integrity agreement. So this was something that he did in one of his companies a long time ago. I can't remember. I think it was from the Walton family initially, actually, where he got this idea from. But so basically the integrity agreement, it's sooner or later, I'm going to do something that pisses you off and vice versa. And if you say, hey, I need to chat with you under the integrity agreement, then you know that's like a little timeout, safe space where we can talk and hear each other out. And then the second part of that is, he says, don't go to the press, right? So don't go, if you've talked about it, you've got it off your chest, don't go and talk about it to everybody else again, right? And so our team is really good at, if we hear things like that, we're like, hey, you need to talk to that person directly and solve it. Because like you said earlier, in our industry, we have 34 women and 1 man. And you would think that there would be a lot of cattiness and a lot of gossip. And of course, there's always going to be some. But I just had a conversation with one of my employees today, actually asking, how everything was. And she's like, hey, we have 0 drama, 0 issues at the front desk. I'm like, that is the first time I've ever good job.
Nice.
Like, so thank you for sharing good news. And it's rare, but it's an intentional choice that we make in our leadership style. And so I hope they all agree with that.
Well, it doesn't matter because they're not on the show, so right? They don't have a voice. You have created a culture, and we've talked about that a little bit. We've talked about how that has seemingly manifested itself. Why is that so important to you?
The culture of our team? Well, that was why we exist. Why Colair, why I wanted to start it, why Rich believed
Single
in
Moms
it,
Club.
Single Moms Club. Yeah. Sometimes I joke, I'm like, we're all just a bunch of misfits. Like, none of this makes sense why we all ended up together. But I think that's also like what's so magical about it and why it works is that we're not a cookie cutter place. You aren't going to walk in and feel like you're not welcomed there because I know that can be something in our industry, you know, and again, it's intentional, and that comes by hiring the right people who are just good humans and look at people that same way. We want everybody who walks in to feel included, and because it can be intimidating, especially if you don't know anything about that, right? He's someone walking in off the street like, I don't know what Botox is, like, what do I, where do I go? We just want to be the ones to help educate and just make people feel loved and like they belong to something.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Colair. We've danced around this a little bit. You have 187,000 things how many things? How many?
I think it was 182.
Okay, 182 modalities.
Total, yeah.
I mean,
it's a lot.
So
I joke that our menu's a Cheesecake Factory menu. It can be a little overwhelming, but we'll help guide you.
Well, so talk to me about what kind of your mainstays are, and then maybe some of your other services that you provide. Yeah.
So obviously hair is going to be what brings in the most people. We've got 9 hairstylists, and most, especially if people don't know what else there is to do, look at this whole menu and you're like, oh, I have no idea. That's a good place to start. And then we've got all the facials. We've got an amazing team of estheticians. What's something about us that sets us apart is we love technology. We love technology, science, numbers. I'm the numbers girl. So using data, spreadsheets. I know my poor team, they have to use spreadsheets quite a bit. But we use that to make educated treatment plans for people, right? So we're not just pulling things out, and we're very again, I keep saying this word, intentional. That's my word.
That's the word for the day. Somebody tell you you've got to work this word into the podcast.
Right. How many times have I said that?
It's a drinking game. How many times does Dallas say intentional? Every time she says intentional, you take a drink.
Take a shot. Or
We'll cut those out.
Like, now I lost my train of thought.
We'll cut those out.
It's intentional. So we're using this data to make educated decisions on what the best treatment for that person would be. And then we use science and the technology to also track their progress. So we can show people that their investment is
actually working.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
And so we're really passionate about that. We kind of geek out over that kind of stuff. So that's a big thing that sets us apart. We don't, we stand behind everything that we do, and we're not going to do a service just to do it. We want to make sure that it's going to provide results and that people are happy.
Gotcha.
So skincare, aesthetics. On the anti-aging side, we do, like I mentioned, Botox, cosmetic fillers. We do IV therapy, which is super fun. I just got a drip yesterday, actually.
I might have come in for an IV therapy once. Now that you said that, I feel like I did. I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Having more of that like preventative wellness side over there. I just got back from a trip and I was feeling a little down. I missed the beach weather, so, a trip and some hydration and then a couple years ago we expanded, so we doubled our footprint. I guess 3 years ago already, and at that time we added laser also. So now we do different laser services. So
like laser hair
removal,
like gotcha.
Tattoo removal, anti-aging, all sorts of stuff. Yeah,
Very
it's
cool.
really fun. Yeah.
I know that Rich is big into red light therapy and
Yes.
stuff. Do you do red light therapy in?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, we have red light therapy. I wish we had a little more space. We don't do, unfortunately, we don't have like cold plunge therapy and the red light saunas that
Okay.
he is involved with. Who knows down the future? We'll see what happens.
See what
but
happens.
for now, we're maxed out on space.
Yeah. Where do you go from here with Colair? I mean, is there visions of multiple locations? Are you just good with that and you're just going to take over the whole complex?
It's a goal. I'm at 43% right now, so we'll see. No, you know what? I don't know. We'll see what happens. If there's anything that I've learned in my life, it's that, when I make these plans, things don't go according to plan. So I don't want to put that out there. Obviously, it's not off the table, but we're at a point right now where I'm really proud of what we've built. And I just want to continue that and fine tune and I'll always grow. But I worry. I do stress sometimes.
What?
Imagine that.
Doesn't show at all.
Imagine that. I like to be intentional. There we go again. My worry about having more locations is that I wouldn't be able to give all of our team the attention that I'm able to give them right now.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and so that's just really important to me. And we have such a good team. The management team under me is amazing, and I, trust them with my life. But I just love being there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think too, sometimes bigger isn't always better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you can stay laser focused on what you're good at.
Right, exactly.
And continuously hone in those skills and find the right people. I mean,
it's easy to lose those things that make you special. Yeah, when your attention's gone.
You have a commodity that I think is sought after. I mean, back to the conversation of having the employees versus people renting chairs. Right. You have a little more control over the quality that comes out of the salon.
Yeah, we have high standards. Yeah.
So,
and two, just one more thought on that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
You had mentioned, going back to your hometown and having the pizza place and all of that. And not that that's my plan, but it's, I'm at a point in my life now where I have been in that grind for so long to build it up to this point.
Yeah.
And experienced all the growing pains. And, now we're in a place where I feel like I'm more settled.
Yeah.
And I'm just really enjoying
going to Aruba.
Yeah. Yeah. The Bahamas.
Oh, the Bahamas.
I was in the Bahamas last week. Yeah.
Took a shot in the dark.
Right? You were close. Good job. It's just like, I don't always need more.
Yeah.
And just more brings more problems.
Yeah.
And I've worked really hard to work through all of the stresses and the time, and I don't have to be there 90 hours a week anymore. And
that's nice.
That's what's more important to me right now is that quality of life. I like to be able to go back home and take a week off or, do those things. So we'll see.
Very cool.
It's not that I don't have big dreams,
No, I don't take that from that at all. And I think that, really, truly, bigger's not always better.
Yeah.
And I think what I've learned owning a business to some extent, and I don't have 35 employees, there becomes this weight of responsibility that becomes so heavy.
It can be, yeah.
And I think if you can get the operation running in a position that you've got a management staff, you've got, so to speak, the cogs all in the wheel, and the wheels are running in a round, not an oval.
Yeah.
It's like
exactly.
Now all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, I'm good. This, and I think early in my career, when I started the agency 7 years ago, I was that way. It was like, I want to build this. I want to have all these employees, and I want to make a place that all these people just want to come to work and love working and support these people. And then I had a couple of employees, and I'm like, maybe I don't want that so much anymore. It
has its moments.
So I commend you for what you've built, and I don't take anything bad with you saying, right now I'm good.
Yeah.
And that may change. I mean, who
Totally.
knows?
Yeah. No, I got to that place before, and then we doubled our footprint the
there you
next
go.
month.
There
So
you go. Take a breath and plow
we'll see.
forward.
This is where I am for now.
20 years after Dallas is gone, what do you hope people say about you? Do you think people will remember you? I mean, that's kind of a bad thing to say. I didn't mean it that way. That came out really wrong. I mean, you got no family, you got no
you
kids.
have nothing here.
I mean, nothing for you. Do you have nieces and nephews?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I have 8 nieces and nephews.
I mean, because you're kind of getting old.
I know. I would like to. I would like to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of the point where I'm at in my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, now it's time to take care of me.
Yeah. What do you hope when you're not there? We'll put it that way. When you're not there, what do you hope people are saying about Dallas?
I hope that people feel that I was present. I have thought about this at my funeral. I want them to feel like I made time for them. And that's something that I have not always done a good job at. I'm very aware of that. Yeah. It's been my intention the past.
It's been very intentional.
I know, very intentional. It was a choice that or kind of an awakening that I had probably 2 years ago, where I realized that that's kind of the path that I was on, and I wasn't making the people closest to me feel like they were a priority. You know, my mom said to me one time that she doesn't call me because I don't have time for her, or I'm busy, you know, and that's something that I have heard. Yeah, like, oh, well, I know I'm not going to bother you. I know you're busy, you know, or something happens at the salon and they're like, well, we didn't want to tell you because we know you're busy. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't want that.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's a choice. Being busy is a choice for sure. And I used to glamorize that, I think, to a point where, you know, people are like, oh, how are you? Oh, I'm so busy.
Yeah.
Like, why do we do
I
that,
was just thinking that when you're saying that, because I think when I talk to people and people ask, oh, how's it going?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going great. It's super busy, but it's going awesome, you know? And I think, and I've thought about that a lot, probably more over this last 6 months, where I'm like, I mean, I am busy, but it's not a bad thing.
No.
And when I say I'm really busy,
it kind of sounds negative.
Across like I'm negative. Like I'm like, oh, I'm so busy.
Yeah, I'm so stressed and this.
And it's like, oh, do you have time for this? And so having people say that to you, and I've heard the same things, like, and then pretty soon people stop asking you. And I have a really hard time saying no to things.
I know, me too.
So it's nice that people don't ask, but then you start feeling like, I wish somebody would ask me.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, why didn't you ask? Well, you never can. You're
so
always busy.
Yeah, it's like,
I didn't want to bother you. No, I don't want that. Yeah, I really. So I'm.
So
not,
how do you answer
I am
people?
not there yet.
Okay,
for sure.
Okay.
I will say that it's been a choice, and especially with my family.
Yeah.
You know, I missed out on a lot when I first moved here.
Okay.
And I, you know, whether that was like immigration when I first moved here, and then COVID, I couldn't go home for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I missed out on a lot of things. And so it's a choice now to prioritize
Make
them
that
and
time.
to spend as much time with them as I can.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, so when I'm gone, I hope that I made people feel like I had time for them.
Yeah. Do you struggle with, and this is just now I'm shooting off the hip here out of my brain. Do you find when you have time, when like all of a sudden the business is taking care of itself and you got time, do you pack it with something else?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's my problem too.
Sitting still is hard. Yeah.
I because I think about those closest to me and I feel like, I mean, I'm listening to you speak and I'm feeling like, I don't know that I make the time, and then when I'm spending the time, is that time in the present mode with them?
Right.
Versus, I got to check my emails, I got to respond to this, or somebody said this, I got to do that.
Yeah.
And that is probably one of the toughest things for me, is to be able to go,
you're turning it off.
Yeah. Because I don't know how. I mean, and I think part of it is that feeling of I have this responsibility to make sure all of this stuff is being juggled.
Yeah.
And nobody can do it as good as I can.
Of course not.
I'm like,
that's what we tell ourselves.
man, listening to you talk is making me feel really.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just, but it's making me realize though that, I mean, and how do you make that the priority, or does it need to be the actual priority of everything or just in that moment. And you'd have to make time, schedule it. I don't know. Put it on your calendar.
Time blocking, whatever. I don't know. But it's a choice. And, I think as any business owner, there's always going to be 1,000 other things to do, right? We all have the same time in the day.
Yeah.
And we're choosing whether we're going to stress out about the 5 things that didn't get done or not. So so Rich taught me very early on to pick 3. So I try to pick my top 3 priorities for that day. And if you get those done, then hey, it was a successful day, right? Because we can always fill our time with 1,000 other things. So,
always.
Yeah.
Always.
Never ends.
What else do we need to know about Colair or Dallas?
Oh my God.
What do you do in your spare time? I mean, when you're not snowboarding.
I'm very involved with the Chamber of Commerce.
I know that.
That's my hobby.
Women empowered.
That's my hobby. No, you know what? I joke.
Have you done Gilbert Leadership yet?
No.
Dude.
I know.
You've got time now.
I want to. One day.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Maybe next year. Yeah. No, I would really like to do
10
it.
years in.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe next year.
There you go.
Okay. All right. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah. So what do you do? Do you like crochet? No, needlepoint?
No. I mean, I could, but I
build
something that I know about myself. I'm a creature of habit, and I know that I need that downtime, or I do get really stressed out and overwhelmed. I have to have things like physically on my calendar to make me stop working, or I will also. I mean, I could be there. The other night, I was there till 10 o'clock at night. It's like I didn't need to be.
It's making spreadsheets.
I could be at home in my office working on a spreadsheet, but I love it. So it's a choice. But I schedule things so that I have to physically leave and go there and do that. So there's different. I love obviously self-care, but I'm like the last person to get a facial. Do as I say, not as I do. But I should do them a lot more than I do, but I do like going outside and I'll do like a sauna. I've gone to the same place on Tuesdays for years to go to and do a sauna session. And
you guys don't have saunas in this?
We don't. Okay. No. We have the red light panels, but yeah. So I go and do that, or just different sort of self-care things. Working out. I know that that's really important to my mental health. And just staying in a good routine. And as soon as that routine's thrown off, I am not my best self. So I know that that's important. Yeah. And we stress that with our team too. Like we're very respectful of their schedules and their times, and we do let them, even though they're employees, we really let them have a lot of control over their schedules. At least the providers, for sure, right? We have to have front desk girls there, but the providers, we give them a lot of flexibility because that work-life balance, the family time is so important.
Well, and especially if they're single moms.
Yes.
I mean, you've got to make sure that they can take care of the household stuff that they need to. So
exactly. Yep. So and then in my downtime, I mean, I'm fortunate. I travel a lot, and I love to do that. So I said I was in the Bahamas last week.
Nice.
My aunt and uncle have a home there, and so my parents were there, and I'm like, all right, it was a Monday, and I booked a flight, and I was there on Saturday.
Nice.
So last minute, but I love to travel a lot. I love hockey, so
so is it
playoffs just starting? My schedule is
Oilers
pretty full.
Or the Flames?
The Oilers, to my brother's dismay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a huge Oilers fan.
Okay.
So right now, that's what I do in my spare time.
Love watching hockey.
I
haven't watched as much lately. I used to watch. I had season tickets when I lived in Spokane. I had season tickets to the Chiefs, which is AAA.
Yeah.
But we loved it because all those guys are just every night there's a fight.
I know,
it's like best. They play as like they're trying to get into, So and it's crazy is Pat Falloon, Ray Whitney, and Trevor Kidd all came out of there. So Trevor was with Calgary. Mm-hmm. Ray Whitney played with the Sharks, and then I think he played down here, and then Pat Falloon actually played for the Coyotes as well for a bit. But
cool.
I watched all those guys kind of grow up in that. But I Yeah.
My heart's still broken about them leaving. I had season tickets when they were at Mullet. It was great.
Mullet was
It
awesome
so
to
awesome.
watch it there.
I know. I'm so sad.
The fact that they
left.
couldn't get the community to realize that he was going to pay for the entire thing himself.
I know, and that's all it was, is just misinformation. And
Yeah.
I know. So hopefully,
when we first moved down here, they were playing at, we called the Purple Palace, but whatever it is where the Suns play now, I don't know what it's called. But then when they moved out to Glendale, I think I saw one match in Glendale.
I know, and that's too bad. It was so far. Yeah, I know.
And then when they started talking about moving back to Tempe, I'm like, oh man, that'd be awesome. And then we had an opportunity to see a few different games at Mullet. That was a blast.
Was awesome.
Because that's a small arena.
It is. Yeah.
And you're like,
right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were right on the glass. And it was more for me because, I mean, I grew up being a hockey fan. So I wanted to see the Canadian teams come and play, right? And so, we had, great seats
awesome.
there to see my teams. And then they left us. But
they'll be back.
I hope so. We're trying.
I think they'll be back. I think they'll be back.
We'll see what happens.
Well, hey, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Everybody who comes on gets a gift.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a gift.
Oh,
and it's nothing super, super exciting, but it's personalized.
you.
You get a challenge coin. And then, I don't know if you know Roxy, but
I do.
So the glasses, it's the same as this one I've been drinking out of. It says, I went above and beyond. And then Roxy has personalized it on the back. So it's got Dallas
she's the best.
on the back. And then
We've got a good community here.
Love
that. Oh,
yeah.
Love
So
it. I'm excited. I'm going golfing with the group in a couple weeks.
Oh, nice.
I know.
Nice.
Fun.
I get to have
Thank you so
shoulder
much.
surgery on Monday, so I'm
sorry.
done with golf for a little while.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, but hey, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Fun
Yeah.
to chat with you.
Yeah, it's good to get to know you better.
Me too. Thanks. This is Dallas Sloan, and I went above and beyond.
Lunch mobs buzzing, ideas in the air. Golf outings where stories we share. Beyond the fairways, friendships grow. In APN's embrace, opportunities flow. No happy talking, just real deals. Authentic connections, the kind that heals. From Palm Springs to Pine Top's Grace. APN's network spans every place. Above Pond Network, we're going above and beyond. Reaching new heights. In networking realms, scaling the heights. From mixers to golf, our spirits unite. APN's the beacon, our guiding light. So here's to APN, where dreams align. In every connection, a chance to shine. Above and beyond, we'll always strive. In APN's network, we truly thrive.